connection is.
What happened? It kicked me out.
Oh, he left. You try it again. This is.
Technical difficulties, people.
We're going to try this again, B. Thank y'all for coming right in. That's the type of energy I'm talking about. So,
there we go.
Wait a minute. I hear you, but I don't see you. Hi, Irina. Hi, Ritless. Support is free. Yes, support is free.
Yes.
Hi, Soraya. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
How are y'all on tonight?
Right.
Brian, I can't.
I don't know what's going on because I was in the room earlier and then it cut off. It kicked me out. I was like, "What's going on?" But it's ironic. Well, it's not ironic, but yeah, it's definitely some energy. Not bad energy though.
Y'all ready? Yeah. Miss Irina Miss Irina _J says she ready.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, I was like, I had to look fresh.
Look, I wish I could see B, Irina. She said that your hair is on fleek. I can't even see him to see his hair be on fleek.
Yep. I got all my natural curls out today. I think I have a new lock coming in, so we're gonna do a little presentation, an introduction.
Can you guys see both of us? Soraya, can you guys see both of us? Thank you. Okay, thank you, Irina. She just said I look beautiful. Okay, y'all can see both of us. Thank you. Okay, well, I can't see Brian, but if y'all can see both of us, then I guess we'll just continue with the show. I don't like not being able to see you because I want to make that eye-to-eye contact with you.
I know.
Sometimes I have to log back out and log back in, but I don't want to lose you guys. It's a lot of y'all in already, so let me just... Thank you, Ritless. I appreciate it. Damn, I want to see my bestie.
Okay.
I don't like this.
I was just like, because even when I couldn't get on before, I was like, okay, bestie with the glow tonight. We're gonna be on the glow team. Okay.
Oh, well, you know, I'm just trying something different because you know I'm a Sagittarius, so I like to switch it up on y'all. Do the switcheroo. So, well, I guess we can go ahead and have you start us off. Well, I'm sorry. Let me introduce.
Hold on, because.
But before I go into anything,
you see what Irina said? She asked me to leave and then come back, and let's try that. And that way you don't have to stop. Yeah.
I don't want to come back. There's a lot of people already on right now. T-shirt. Yeah.
Not you. She was telling me to leave to come back and see if that works.
Yeah, you gotta leave and come back.
All right.
Yeah, brothers, that's right. Keep back all day, every day. You already know. As soon as I click back on y'all. Yeah, you gotta leave and come back. All right. Yeah, brothers, that's right. Keep back all day, every day. You already know. Hi, Nayaya. I'm sorry, Nayaya. I completely butchered your name. Nayai? BG turned on video. It says BG turned on video.
Can you see me?
No.
Me and you must never part. Okay?
Okay.
Never.
Listen, long as I can see. Thank you, Nene the Angel 444. No, I can't see him, Irina. It's fine though. We just gonna make it work. You know, the show is not that long anyway. It's already 11:20 Eastern Standard Time, right? I know it's what 12:20 there or 10:20 there.
10:20.
So,
Yep.
10:20 there. So let's go ahead and get it started. But we appreciate you guys for being on. And it's your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I think I'm getting with an alchemist and energy reader. And I'm just here to help y'all heal. If y'all have been following me and rocking with me for a while, you'll see that I like to laugh. I love to crack jokes. So I feel like laughter is the best medicine to heal. And Brian, go ahead.
Yes, I am Brian. I am also known as B. And, I have my channel. Oh gosh, well, I do have two. I have Healing in the Veins, HIV for short, because I did a lot in that field. And then also Healing Room Tarot, where if you come to the room, you will get some type of healing, because I'm a healer and I believe in getting people healed. So there we go.
Yeah. Now, because I can't see you, Brian, when you hold the cards up, I'm going to just have to act like I know what you're talking about, okay? Because I know when you read the cards, like to hold them up and say, look, this is what I'm pulling out the deck. But because I can't see you, just kind of give me a scream or sneeze or do something when you're finished reading the cards so I can go into a conversation.
Okay. And I have to shout out one of my good sisters. I see you back from the 252. I am resilient. She's one of my Zeta Phi Beta sisters. Shout out to Zeta Phi Beta in the building tonight.
Before I forget, thank you for I Am Resilient for joining us. But we need to send a huge happy birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, Katora. Today was her born day, or is her born day, so we need to send out a huge, they hate TT15. Thank you for joining. A huge happy birthday out to her. So
yes,
she's not watching because Kay doesn't have Instagram, but we still want to send out the love to her because she is such a great and amazing person. So
yes,
happy birthday, Bestie. Now go ahead.
Okay.
So happy birthday. They hate TT15. You're a Aquarius? Are you an Aquarius? Are you a Pisces? Let us know. Drop it in the chat.
Yep. So first, he said, they said Pisces. So yes, okay. So the first thing I do want to say is, I take nothing lightly whenever I start getting prepared for the readings, for any readings. And when I was preparing everything, I promise you, it was these readings are, I don't want to necessarily say a warning sign, but it's like that last call for a few people that may watch in the in the during the recording, or it may be for you that's watching live. But spring is already almost here upon us. And I have been saying since the beginning that springtime is when I'm just going to say the bulb hits the earth, right? When we're going to see a lot of newness that's happening. And I still believe this is, for me, this is the year of the underdog. The underdog is going to have their time to shine. And the springtime is like the kickoff, the jump off for that. Like all year, we've been talking about being in the year of the 8th. And now it's like that season of the 8 truly manifesting what you've been praying for. And so it's almost like the Wheel of Fortune's tarot card. And if you know this Wheel of Fortune's tarot card, at the top of the wheel is one person and at the bottom of the wheel is another person. Well, if you have been causing havoc in some people's life, if you have done something and you have not apologized for it, your will is about to be that person on the bottom, and the person that you've been attacking is about to be on the top, unless you correct it. Spirit literally told me to get my time cards and the dark mirror cards. And the dark mirror cards, I was shuffling a few minutes ago. 3 of them fell out. So, and I'm not going to read in detail, but I am going to give you what Spirit is giving to me concerning those cards. And I already have a timestamp card out now. It says Monday is the card number 2. Swap ideas, seek advice. So if you don't know how to approach this person, seek advice on how you should approach this person, especially if you all have mutual friends. The next card that comes out is 10. It is the Capricorn card, and it says perceive success, 10 weeks or 10 months. So, you know, you have about 10 weeks. That's what's really coming out. 10 months it's showing a Christmas time. So maybe some of you have that extent, consider your honestly, because now is the time of reaping, and you don't want to reap anything bad in this season, especially when this is the year of manifestation. Like, you're going to reap some really horrible things. And I'm just going to put that out there. See, and the first card that comes out is envious gluttony. But what I'm getting out of this, and it is a man inside of a crocodile's mouth, and he looks decayed and things. But what I'm getting out of this is that you've been someone has been envying people or a particular person, and is always wanting to be in the spotlight, always wanting to be in the forefront, and doing by any means necessary to do it. But at this time, Spirit is like, okay, it's time to cut that out. It's time to grow up. It's time to mature. It's time to do things by the book now. Like, we've seen you, the people have seen you, and if you have a high status right now, you don't want the people to see you fall. The platform that you use to build yourself up will be the same platform that will cause you to fall. So go ahead and start correcting these things now. And that card number is number 9. So if that applies for you, if you was born on the 9th, born in the month of September, maybe. I'm just throwing it out. The second card is number 14, and it says hiding your true self. And there's 2 women dressed in red. One is looking away, the other one is kind of looking towards us. And hiding your true self, what does that mean? Some of you are acting like the mean girls, and you're not really mean. Take that mask off. Stop being a bully when you know you're not a bully. And although I said mean girls, that goes for the guys too. So, stop being this macho guy and doing things in the negative light because you think it looks good, because you want to be a part of the crowd, you want to be a part of the boys, because what will happen in the end is when those guys start reaping those things that are truly like that, you're going to be a part of that crowd, even though you go home and be like, man, I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I had to apologize. Well, now go apologize if you have not. So stop hiding your true self from the world. Spirit at this time wants to use people who can be their authentic self. And that's across the board. And it's because who has time to make up stories with masks? Spirit is not a masking spirit. Spirit is all about truth. Spirit is all about revelations. And you can't, things cannot be revealed truthfully if you're wearing a mask, right? You can't manifest the things that you want to by wearing a mask. If you know your favorite color is not red, why would you go around perping like, oh, my favorite color is red, my favorite color is red, because red is a bold color. If your favorite color is mauve, wear that mauve and wear it authentically, wear it proudly. Be different. Don't go with the crowd. That's the messages that I'm getting for that. The last card is number 6. And it's interesting because it says, I can't really show it. I'll just say it's a woman with her back turned, but she's naked, and there's like sheets all over the day bed. Excuse me. And it says alone in the world. So some of you are creating this space. I just heard Scrooge McDuck, where you pushed everybody away, but if you apologize, those people will come back. And so you feel alone in the world only because you have been pushing people away and pushing people away and pushing people away. On the other side of that, you're feeling alone in the world because you are not being your authentic self, right? Because when you're not your authentic self, you feel like, well, people can't really see the true me, because of whatever reason that whatever story you have made up in your head, whatever story someone has told you, and you're now living this false life. And Spirit is like, you will not be alone. One, because I'm with you. Two, you will not be alone in the physical presence if you do the things that you're supposed to do. If you stop trying to be the dark bulb in the light fixture and be that bright light that I've created you to be, people will be drawn to you, right? People are drawn to light. People are drawn to happiness and laughter and love, right? Who wants to be in a situation where every time they come around you, you're a negative Nancy? You were rebuttal Robert, right? You got a rebuttal against everything. Stop it. God cannot use you that way. Spirit cannot use you that way. Spirit refuses to use people who are stubborn. Now, like you would get pushed into things that you don't want to by doing those things, but Spirit doesn't want to have to put up a fight with you to do the things that you're supposed to do anyway. So those are the cards for tonight. Again, consider this a warning. Back to you.
People are going wicked wild in the comments. I got so much to reply back to. It's ridiculous. I just want to a quick shout out to one of my coworkers who I haven't seen or spoken to in a month or 10 days. Rose Randall, what's up? Two of our very close friends just tapped in. August Chance, and then Peace 3. So thank y'all for tapping in. And then what did Realist say? Protect your peace, you got to.
Yes.
And then devil's advocate. Yeah. Listen, you gotta protect your peace. And it's so funny you mentioned like people being attracted to the light, because that really kind of goes into the conversation that we're going to talk about. Ashley said, I'm what, Ashley? You always have something to say. I'm what? She is going in and it's not even 12. Ashley, come on now. Give us some leeway. So it's so crazy you talk about people being attracted to the light, because people are. And that's kind of what we're going to go into tonight. The topic of tonight's discussion is...
Mind you, we have not talked. We have not talked. This is the first time we've talked. But go ahead.
Right. This is our first time connecting, mind you. And it just seems like it always connects, regardless if we connect. The conversations always connect. And that just shows you the dynamic between our relationship. So the topic of conversation tonight is a surprising connection between spiritual awakening and sexual attraction. So when you talked about people being attracted to the light, I think a lot of that comes from you knowing yourself. You doing the inner work, you making sure that you're grounded, you're eating right, you're looking right, you're feeling right, you're doing right. And once you incorporate all those things, you start to illuminate a light that people just stop noticing. People can't help but notice. You know what I'm saying? Because you're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of home. Thank you, Ashley. You're doing all the things that you have to do to take care of yourself. And it is a journey of self-discovery and growth that is going to lead to an understanding of your purpose in this universe. So let's talk about this transformation that a lot of you guys have done. And, then we'll go into like our personal transformations that we've done for us to find ourselves and find ourselves looking at ourselves in a better light. And how I have noticed, like, just since my spiritual awakening, like, now it's easier for me to attract things. And it's high vibrational things. Let me just say that, because it's easy to attract things, but you want to make sure you're attracting the right things. And so you have to make sure that you are operating at a level that's high vibrational. Thank you all for coming in.
Yes.
So, as we progress, on our spiritual journeys, something interesting starts to happen. We become more in tune with our true selves, which radiates a sense of peace, confidence, and authenticity. And, like recognized like, so if someone else sees that and sees that you're being authentic, that you're doing good for yourself, you're trying to spread love for the greater good.
I get that.
Yeah, you have to know that the other people are going to see that too and recognize that, and they're going to want to be a part of that. And especially when your light is of the light and you're doing good, because a lot of people pretend to be of the light and they're doing evil. So like when you're actually doing good and you're of the light, that radiates a glow that just can't be duplicated. So others, drawing them in ways we cannot, drawing them in ways we may not have experienced before. So just think about it. Way before we had our spiritual awakening, people may have liked us. We may have had people that thought that they had crushes on us or thought that we were, interesting. But once you really understand yourself and start connecting with the earth, it's like you then embody the earth's essence. So think about that. Like people see the beauty in you because they're seeing earth and life through your eyes. So think about that. Once you really start to heal and take care of yourself, people start to see life through your eyes, and they see just everything that earth has to offer through you. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to articulate it to where it's coming out to where it makes sense, but people start to see life through your eyes because you just illuminate everything that's beautiful, like within the earth, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I do want to add, and this goes back to what the realist one said earlier about protecting your peace, because when you are connected with the earth, there is this peace about you, and people are drawn to that peace, and people want to zap that peace out of you. People want to zap that love, your joy, that because, like Ashley said, they see that light in you, and it's like literally like moths to a flame. Like there is no way they can get around it. They're just attracted to you. They don't know why. And I do want to share this story because I often used to have people come to me, and then if they had bad intentions, like they would leave abruptly because something would happen to either them or their families. And I was talking to a really good friend of mine from back home. Her name is Yolanda. Oh my gosh, I miss her because we lost connection. But anyway, I was talking with her and she said, that was spirit protecting you because they had bad intentions. And so that went back on everybody else who had been in my space. And when I realized it, I said, you know what? Bad things did happen to them. And I said, wow. And that's how I kind of figured out I was protected. But then it was because they were attracted to that light. And even when you can't see the light within yourself, they can.
Other people see it.
Yes.
Other people can see it. And that's what's difficult, because it's like, if you can't see the beauty within yourself and other people notice it, then that's their chance to take advantage of that. So that's why you have to do work and the inner healing, because if you're not in tune with yourself and with your emotions, you won't know when someone's trying to take advantage of you.
Exactly.
Or give one up on. So that's realist. you hit the nail on the head when you said protect your peace, because not everybody that's coming at you is of your greatest good, but you have to know that by raising your vibe. You wouldn't know that unless you raise your vibrations. Simply put, you have to raise your vibrations.
I was just about to say, and that's why, like you said, that's why it's important for you to know your shadow side. Because when you start thinking out of that shadow place, when you start doing things and you're just like, oh, I only do this when I'm getting closer to my shadow side, you'll be able to catch yourself and start reverting back to the things of the light. You'll be able to stop those bad habits that will put you deeper and deeper into your shadow self. So that's why it's important for you to embrace both, so you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, it's duality. In life, you have duality. Everything has to have a balance. And I always preach this, and I will preach this until I am black and blue in the face. Do not try to eradicate your ego. You have to embrace your ego and work with your ego, because your ego is going to help you eradicate the people around you that are not of your greatest good. So don't say, oh, I got to get rid of my ego. It's going to be my biggest downfall. No, your ego is going to help you in certain situations. So you have to balance that ego out. Don't let the ego balance you. You balance the ego out. You have to have control over that ego. Okay? So never think that the ego is going anywhere. Okay? As long as the sun shines, you're going to have a shadow, and that's your shadow self. That's your shadow self. Hello, Kitty 13. Thank you. So, spiritual awakening can deepen our connection with others, especially in intimate relationships, right? When we are spiritually aligned, we are more likely to attract partners who resonate with our true essence, leading to fulfilling and meaningful relationships. And we just talked about this. Like, when you are aligned spiritually with yourself, your true self, your true divine self, you're going to attract people that are on the same wavelength, okay? But when you're trying to be like Kunta Keisha, or trying to be like Henrietta or Henry or Tom, Dick, and Harry, you're not going to know who you are, the essence of who you are. That's why you have to stay true to self. Stay true to self and heal. This is what my channel has been about since I started. You have to heal. Because if you don't heal, there are things that will come up and come out that you think are just coming out. And it's a reaction. It's a trauma response, basically, because these things are still held in your subconscious mind that you're not aware of, but your subconscious is aware of. So you have to heal. Right. You got to heal. And the question I was going to ask you, I don't even know if I wrote it down. Russian, I probably didn't. But let me just ask you something that just came to mind just now. Did you notice the difference in the attraction people had to you before your spiritual awakening versus after? Like, was it like a drastic difference in the way people were responding to you before you had your spiritual awakening versus once you had your spiritual awakening? Like, was the responses different?
For me, I will say no. It's remained the same. However, my response has been different.
Okay, how?
Because with my response, if I didn't pick up that the person, I'm laughing because I just heard this. I don't know who just said this from the other side, but the way they said it is hilarious. But they said skeezer. So, but they was like the skeezer. So when the skeezers that came into my life, I didn't recognize them as such because they came like God's gift wrapped with a pretty bow from heaven, and I was just like, oh wow, like I finally like, and because you've been there for a lot, heard the stories, like people. And even Soraya, she knows, like we laugh all the time because she's like, you have no problem pulling. I don't. I've never had that problem. The problem is I never saw their true intentions. I never saw their dark sides until later. And so that pushed me into that defensive mode. Like, you coming to me, what you want, who you with, what, why, and you can't see me, but I'm blocked, got my I'm peeping through the door hole. Like, excuse me, who are you? Who sent you? What you trying to sell? No, I'm not interested, and that put me in that energy. But then when I had my spiritual awakening, ironically, while I was getting out of a relationship, a very bad, well, I will say now at this point in my life, I don't think it was that bad. It was that push that I needed to get to this space. I'm gonna say it this way. But when I started to wake up, I started to see people differently. I started to see people with my higher self. And now I can instantly see when somebody's not for me, when they have bad intentions. Now I can instantly pick up on that discerning gift comes into full play and say, nope, you see the red light, you can't ignore it. It's flashing, warning. And so because of that, now I know how to steer and navigate away from people who have bad intentions towards me.
Facts. So I'm gonna build off of that because I say my situation is like very similar. Very similar. Before my spiritual awakening, I knew myself, but after my spiritual awakening, it's like I knew my triggers. I knew my dark side. So I can definitively say that I knew myself, but after my spiritual awakening, I knew my dark side. I didn't realize I had a dark side prior to my spiritual awakening. So I guess you could say I didn't know myself, because if you know yourself, you know your highs and your lows, light and the dark.
Right.
So once I was really in tune with my dark side, I was able to embrace it. I was able to embrace the highs and the lows, and I was able to embrace that I'm not perfect, that I'm never going to be perfect, and that's okay. And I'm not going to strive every lifetime to do everything right and dot my I's and cross my T's, because that's living in fantasy land. So once I understood my dark side, I'll say that I was able to understand people that weren't for my greatest good, and people that weren't going to be in my life long term. Because prior to my spiritual awakening, I thought that I could help everyone, that I could save everyone, that everyone was savable, that everyone had good in them. And it took me learning over and over again that everybody can't be saved. You can't save everyone.
Right.
People have to save themselves and want to save themselves and want to do better. So, yeah, it took a lot of trials and tribulations, but where I'm at for the world. Because you live and you learn, and every is a blessing, regardless of how it plays out and what happens, who you lose or who you gain. Every lesson is a blessing. So,
right.
Yeah, it all worked out. And it always works out. In the end, it always works out. If it doesn't, then it's not the end.
Right. It is not the end.
It always works out in the end. And it may not be the way that we want it to work out, but we didn't write the script. We're just living it out. Okay, yes, it's free will. We can choose what we want, but the Creator chose a lot of our scenarios and situations because we needed to grow our soul. So this is the reason why a lot of us are going through the things that we're going through, because it's for soul growth. Iron sharpens iron. So we have to go through these things to build soul growth. So I'm with it. Listen, I'm up for anything. Like, I don't shy away from confrontation and problematic situations. Now, I try to stay away from them. But if I know I have to deal with them directly in order for them to just completely be out of my life, then yeah, like let's go on, like toe to toe. I'm 10 toes down, because I know that that's the only way to deal with it, to be done with it, is to deal with it. Okay? Like the old Ashley would say, you know what, just let it slide. It's not that serious. But now it's like, you know what?
I was that friend. I was like, oh no, girl, we about to get him. what we about to do. Like I was that friend. I was like, what? How we gonna do this? Like we got to come up with the plan. But and then and now it's just like now we don't have to do that. Karma gonna get them. Don't worry, karma's coming. Karma's coming.
You need that. Here again, you need that balance. And because I'm an Aquarius moon, I let a lot of stuff slide. I was just having this conversation with one of my friends, Kara. I was like, I let a lot of stuff slide. Being an Aquarius moon, because like shit just doesn't affect me. You know what I'm saying? And even if I wanted it to, like most of the time, a lot of stuff just doesn't affect me. But you need to have that balance because some stuff eventually over time will just keep building to where it's gonna affect you to where everything is just like to the top and like you have to deal with it all, starting from the bottom. So you have to have that balance, and you being a Sagittarius moon, like you ready to go in.
Right. That's why I'm over here laughing, people, because I'm just like, this Sagittarius moon was like, we about to go get this person. We about to go all over campus and we about to do something. Like, and mind you, I was like that with all of my girlfriends. All of my girlfriends. I've always been that way. Like,
because you know what? I've seen friends like in certain situations that we could be in to where I could say, you know what, Brian, it's not worth it. Like, let's just let karma, like, take its course. But then it's other situations where like, shit has to be dealt with. So, like, you're going to speak up and say, listen, like, no, we can't let this slide. Like, let's just deal with it now, get it over with. So, it's that balance. So, like, you have to, and that's with any relationship, friendship, situationship. Like, you have to have the balance.
Yep.
It has to be a balance. So, I'm thankful, for my Aquarius moon and for your Sagittarius moon, because I know, like, it's going to be a balance.
Right. And I did want to say, so I was instructed to pick up the booklet for the time cards, because as you was talking about coming out of your or coming into your awakening phase, for this card, one of the lines, it reads the number 10, or the time of winter solstice, and then it says, when a new light can be surmised after the darkest day. So it's like that card represents, that Capricorn card represents a new season, a new time. So when you can start awakening to get out of your darkest days, so you can embrace the light. And then another thing, when we get into this new light, Spirit also sends us motivations, and they kind of match the light that we have. So we might say, "Oh, we finally found our person," and that person is only there to recharge your battery. And then when they leave, it's just like, dang, I thought we had something good, but you're not in that same space. You're not in that low space. You're still kind of up. You still got that power. And you just like, okay, so I'm ready for the next round. Okay, that person wasn't for me. But now, when I do find that next person, I'm gonna be good. That the person that I'm truly calling towards. And I'm going here because of the other half of the topic about the sexual attraction for people. So because I used to question, like, why is it that there are certain people that I'm just highly sexually attracted to, and it's just like, but nothing comes of it. It's like all the chemistry is there, and even to the point where, and sometimes you don't even have to have sex, but that sexual chemistry is so strong, people will actually think that you're in relationships with people that you're not in relationships with. And I think that is so powerful, because it's like that light is so strong, but that person is there to make it brighter. It's almost like, okay, so we just had the oh gosh, the Oscars last night, right? And it's like you have your main actor, and then you have your supporting actor or actress. That person is your support. There's boosting you up for the main show. So maybe down the road, this person, your forever person, however you want to put it, meet you and say, Well, a few years ago is when I first saw you across the room, but you was with such and such. All that person did was boost you up for them so that when y'all come back around, y'all can see each other for who y'all truly are. And so y'all can make that connection.
No, I like that. I'm gonna go back to something you said earlier, and you have to realize that it's okay for you. You mentioned something. You said, you said that you having enough like love for yourself to like be okay, like being by yourself. Like once you have a spiritual awakening, once you have that spiritual awakening, you realize that it's okay to be by yourself because you know that you have so much life force in you that you're going to find someone, like you're going to meet your match. You're going to attract someone who is on your same frequency. So that's why, like, after you have a spiritual awakening, a lot of things change for you. Like your taste in men or women is going to change. The self-love is going to change. Your love for others is going to change. Your love for nature. Like, everything changes once you have a spiritual awakening. And something else you said about like when you're with that person, you guys can have like so much like sexual chemistry and other people can see it because it's that magnetism. Like they see the magnetism that you guys have with one another. Even if the people in the connection can't see it, other people outside of the connection can see the magnetism.
Yes.
They can see. Like it's not something that maybe you can touch, but people can see it and they can feel it. People can see that. And it's hard to even like put it into words what exactly it is, but it's the type of energy. Sexual energy is just hard to explain because you really can't, like, you just feel it. Like, you can't really put it into, you can't articulate what it is, especially using the English language, but you just feel it and you know it. And other people around can see it. I can see a typical couple and say, oh, that's a nice couple. That's a handsome couple. And then I can see a couple that's just like, you just can just like, smell the sexual
right. You just like you be over there like, damn, I know they have some real good sex. They are getting it like rabbits. Like
she was made for him and he was made for her.
Absolutely. Like cause you'll get in that energy like, I wish somebody would try to break y'all up because I will fight them for you. Like you get in that type of energy.
Like that's the type of and Brian, it's rare that I see that. Like it's really rare that I see a couple where I'm like, wow, like they were made for each other. Like I see people where I'm like, you know what, they look great together. You know, he loves her, she loves him. You know, they're made for each other. But then there's other type of couples where I'm just like, wow, like that's it. Like stay with her, like for the rest of your life. Like
don't you mess up. Don't you mess up. Right.
And that's rare, but when you see it, you know it because you feel it. You feel it before you see it. Like that's how intense sexual attraction is. Like you feel it before you see it. That's how intense it is. And you feel that once you have your spiritual awakening. Like you embody that because you become the substance, you become what the earth is made of. And the earth is beautiful. Trees, the sea, birds, the sky, like that's your essence.
Yeah.
And so like that's what you become. And people see that looking into your eyes. People smell that when they're around you. They feel that. Like you become Mother Earth.
I was just gonna say, and it's a natural occurrence. Like look at the pollination. There we go. I was like, what is the word? So like even how the flowers when they bloom, like the bees, the birds, even you carry the seeds for the flowers to other flowers so that they can reproduce. And all sex is that reproducing energy, reproducing that jolt in you, reproducing that creative side. Because I do know certain people who say, when they need to get in their tap into their creativity, they go have sex. Like I do know people who say that. But it's also and this is my health side coming out. But be mindful, people. You have to do it within limits, right? Don't go out here just I'm just gonna say pollinating with everybody and anything, and and you're not doing your research, because there are other things that are there. Because again, because of that sexual energy, you can attract the wrong person in your space. So, and you don't want that. So definitely be careful.
And not only that, B, but you're taking on whatever trauma and energy that they're carrying. You have to be mindful of that. Once that, enters that canal, you are now becoming one with that person. So whatever they have going on, now you have going on. And that's why sometimes people say they act just alike. Well, you wonder why, because they have took on each other's energy. So you have to ask yourself, do I want to act like that person, or take on that person's traits and XYZ? Because if not, then keep it pushing. If not, keep it pushing.
And that's why if you look at even the children that come of it, if there are a couple that can have children like that, right? If you look at the children, we call it genetics, but I really think it's an energetic pool, because them kids are either going to look like one of the two parents, or they're going to look like both of the parents. And when they look like both of the parents, that means that they were really in sync with each other in the making of this child. If not, right. If not, then you will know who had the dominant energy pool in the making of that child. And so there are families that have you cannot tell them that they were not related, because you all look the same. You all look like one or two or both of your parents. And that is because that person had that powerful energy. Like it was time. It was time to conceive you. It was time to make this person, like literally this person, happen.
And that's interesting that we're even getting into well, we're basically talking about the connection between spiritual awakening and sexual attraction. But next week, guys, I want to dive into talking about manifestations and using sexual energy. I'm sorry, we want to talk about manifestation and using sexual energy to manifest. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried that, Brian. This is something that, I have experience in. So I kind of want to talk about what it is for those people that have no clue what it is. Then I want to talk about my experiences trying it. So I don't know if you have any experience.
I have it, but I have a friend, and I'm gonna make sure that she joins or taps in, because she talks about this, and she is like, I gotta beat them away with a stick. And I'm like, no ma'am, because when it's time for you to leave, it's time for you to leave. Thanks, come again, but not right now.
That is to be confused with love spell. Let me just say that.
Right.
This is
right.
Love spell. It's about manifesting using your life force, your sexual energy. I'm not talking about taking on someone else's energy or trying to captivate someone's energy to use for your own selfish reasons. I'm talking about using your life force to manifest things and bring things into fruition. So we're definitely going to talk about that next week. So if you guys have experience in it or know someone that has tried it, they're not going to want to miss this live. So make sure to let them know that we're going to be talking about that next week. And also, like you guys always do, if you have any questions about next week's topic, drop it in our DMs and we'll answer it at the end of our show. So if anybody has any questions, or if you want to say anything else before we go ahead and sign off, Brian, please do so, because I don't want our show to run on too long to where we've lost people.
Right. I was just looking in the chat.
Things.
No, I just think it was a good. I just want to say that if you're just now tuning in, or if you tune in a little later, to definitely go watch the replay so you can look at the warnings, because there are a few warnings for people during this season, because we are almost in spring, and again, spring is a newness. There's something new that's about to happen, so you want to make sure that your newness turns in the right direction, upwards and not downwards. So definitely go check out the very beginning of the shows of the show.
And also, we definitely want to send a big shout out to everyone who has been watching, sharing, liking, and commenting. Our last episode 7, has almost 500 views. Like,
thank you.
Thank you. Like, 500, I think 475 last I checked, and it has like 10 shares. Like, so we really appreciate you guys. Like, we started this show off just because, we wanted to help you guys heal. We wanted to be able to connect with one another, with us being best friends. But the way the show has grown and how we are reaching so many people, like, we had no idea. But you never know until you do something, how effective it's going to be. So yes. We just want to thank you guys for rocking with us and for trusting us to help you heal, because we're all helping each other, honestly. Like, healing has no cap. It's an ongoing thing, and you never just stop healing. Like, you continue to evolve and to heal. So we just want to thank you guys, and for you to just join in. 2 people. Yeah. Definitely come back and check the page. We're going to upload the video at the end, and make sure you guys are liking it, just so we can see that Instagram ain't hating, because the algorithm is a little bit jinxed. Right. So make sure you guys are logging in and liking. And we appreciate you guys for tuning into another episode of Cards and Conversation. Yes. Where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. So definitely, guys, next week, make sure you are here. Make sure you are telling people that have experience with manifesting using your sexual energy. Make sure you have them tap in with us next week, Tuesday, same time, same place, 11:11. Don't be late. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Don't be late. Bye, guys. Bye.